Today, this is the brand new Toyota Supra 2020. Now, Americans are going to be slightly confused. This is the 2021 model. The way it works here in Europe is that we name the cars based on the date that they actually come out, which is different to the way that the Americans do it. This would be the 2021 Supra. Let's get on with it. We're going to be driving this today because there's a few points I want to bring up about this. I bought a Supra, the last model Supra, the A90 edition. There's a bunch of changes to this car. We need to start talking about it. Let's jump in. Look at that. Beautiful. I do like the look of it. I do like the new blue. This blue, although slightly off on this game, it's pretty much the color that's available for the BMW variant of the same car. Now, as far as I'm aware, this car actually weighs 10 kilograms more. And also, does it not have fake vents? There's still probably fake vents. Oh! It actually does sound that nice, to be fair. Where's the revving? There you... Oh! Holy crap, they've got the sound bang on with this one. So this car... The main difference straight away, 10 kg more, but also talking more power, at least stated power. So there's a few things to talk about, considering the fact that this car, when it came out, everyone realized that it actually has more power than stated. It actually feels slower in game than it does in real life. I don't remember the buttons. I'm indicating 0 to 60 used to be 4.1 seconds. We are now rocking 3.9 seconds to 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers if you are in Europe. Now, problem number one about this car, it's banned in Europe. I think that's a problem. It's kind of not. I mean, I kind of took offense considering the fact that they bumped up the power and such, and I was like, oh god, no! No! They bumped up the power, which kind of frustrated me. What they did is there was an issue with the tuners. The tuners have been playing with this car absolutely like crazy, going for it, trying to get the most power out of this car. We've got about 600, 700 horsepower in some cases from the standard car. Now, what they did, they hit a restriction. What they decided to do is remove that restriction. Have I got traction control? No wonder it's driving like bloody poo. Turn it off. That's better. I was so confused as to why it was like so stiff. Yeah, there we go. So the exhaust manifold was the restriction. The pops as well. It had 2 ports on a 6-cylinder engine, and so they gave it 6 ports. And now it has more power. Whip-de-doo, in case you didn't know. It's a lot more responsive in person. This actually feels a little bit more sluggish. Am I feeling the extra 10 kilograms? No. 47 more horsepower is the difference. Now, if we think back to when the Supra came out, there were people talking about, oh, well, it actually did this on the dyno, it did this on the dyno. In terms of what we actually got on the dyno, standard opposed to the new power level, were about 6 to 8 horsepower out to the wheels. That's if that is to the wheels. This new Supra, to the crank could be even more. Depends on what number they're stating. I'm very intrigued to find out. But I gotta be real, it doesn't feel that much faster as of current. It feels... It's difficult to say on games. The last Supra came out way before the car actually came out. This feels heavier. It feels more sluggish and less responsive than the actual car feels. I feel like at the top end it's about right, but at the low end, what's interesting though is when we built the Supra last time, we got to 600 horsepower, I think it was. What if the Supra had 600 horsepower was the title of the video. Oh! Well, it turns out 600 horsepower is about right to what people can do to modify the car nowadays. Oi! That's me. I'm going to be less aggressive on the braking. I can't remember what the handbrake is on this game. Yeah, that traction is really fighting me. Normally with cars you can get away with doing like 1 on it and it gives you a bit more stability. So anyway, to the point, this is banned in Europe and it's purely an emission standpoint. Europe, it's hilarious. The car is built in Europe, yet it is banned in Europe. All of you, nowhere is gonna get this car in all of Europe. It's built in a BMW factory and we can't buy it. What? Of course it's going to sell great in America. We know this. The blue's great. The A91 edition is a thing, which is very cool. But I'm gonna be real with you. I've got an A90 edition, which is a little bit cooler. But it doesn't really do anything apart from having a special paint which you could wrap it into that color if you wanted to, because matte wraps look perfectly fine. Like paint, when it comes to gloss though, it's a bit more special. So this blue, you would actually have to paint it. I don't know if you would want to go painting your brand new car. People ain't going to do that for a while at the very least. So yeah, I thought we'd come for a quick drive. We've done some nice, you know, Japanese speedway style driving. I think we should go somewhere else in a different scenario, different situation. It's a weird one that the car feels easier to drive in real life. I don't know if anyone else feels that, but when it comes to actual playing on a wheel, at least this wheel, I feel like most of the time when I drive the actual car, I have so much more control, and that's probably just a feeling thing. Like, I feel the movement of the back end of the car. I struggle to fit, obviously, because there's no movement whatsoever. I guess one advantage is that you do push yourself a little bit more, considering the fact that you can't really crash and die from playing Gran Turismo. So I feel like some power upgrades maybe in order to try and get it to match the feel. That's an issue with this game. The sense of speed and the like as well, I don't think is great. So you want to push more, and then you realize, oh wait, I'm doing 80 miles an hour into a corner, and it feels more like 30. So maybe we can get a bit more power in it. I don't know how many mileage points I have, so I might actually not be able to do that. Come on, give me... I'll take it. Something funny as well, the US version obviously has the loudest exhaust variant and the most power. Also, if they decided to use this side of the car again, even though it's not available to us, I mean, is it available in Japan? Surely it's available in Japan, right? I don't know, actually. But this is definitely the US version sound. We do not get good sound like this. Ours is very, very suppressed. Of course, with an exhaust banged on it, instantly much better. Oh, an LC5. I missed the V8. I need another V8. I haven't been to the mileage exchange in a long time. Let's see if there's actually anything different. I guess we have the special candy red paint there, which looks very nice indeed. So I don't think I'm gonna have very much power available to me because I'm poor, okay? I'm poor in Gran Turismo. I've got no money. Weight reduction, let's give it to the top power level that has available. That's gonna bring us to 425. That's just a tune, baby. Don't mind if I do. Spend some mileage. Oh, that only requires 300 mileage points. Okay, let's try how much can we actually go up to, do you think? Damn it! Maybe we can get those mileage points to finalize, but 600 horsepower again, I think it's going to be about 551 horsepower. Okay, that was a bit more realistic, right? Oh, I love that so much. Oh, okay. That feels a bit more like what it feels. The gearing seems to be a bit fast, but let's try some outside view drifting. Now that's more like it. That's what it feels like. As soon as you put your foot down a little bit, it starts to slide. Even with traction on, I can promise you that. Oh, yes. No, that's too much. But drifting, the hood view is definitely my go-to. I say drifting. Sliding a little bit. Give a bit of handbrake. I do need an actual handbrake as well. There's so much stuff that I've seen other people use. It does make me wonder, can you use a handbrake on like Gran Turismo and the like? Because of course it uses usually separate USB ports on the PC. This corner I usually love and hate at the same time. Because there's an invisible wall right there that could just throw you off completely. I definitely think that power-wise, this is a bit much. But I want it. I want it in my life. The Supra does lack in power. I'm gonna be honest, it's difficult to say. Sound usually makes the car feel faster. And I would say right now, the Supra, I don't have the most sound coming out of it. I have a standard cap pipe and the like. Whereas the Lexus had less restrictions at that time in terms of emissions and the like. And I had a titanium exhaust. So it was very nice indeed, but it definitely felt faster than the Supra does. But the Supra fits everywhere. That's one thing I must say that kind of makes me decide that of it indicating to show what I'm going to do drift-wise. You see, that's what we do. I don't think I've found a sports car like this, other than like the MX-5, that could actually fit anywhere in the UK, but still be so much fun to drive, but also an amazing daily driver, which is what I use it mostly for. It's going to be difficult to really replace it, except maybe with a hatch, which I don't want to replace it with a hatch. Like, who would want to replace a sports car with a hatchback just because it fits everywhere? The RCF was stupid. This is a bit more sensible, but I want to whack a V8 in it. It feels evil. I know, it feels awful that I shouldn't want to put a V8 in a Supra, but I kind of do. Like, I think that would make it the perfect car for me. I feel like it actually genuinely has the room to shove a classic old V8 in there. Has any American YouTubers done it yet? Because I feel like if anyone's done it, it'll be one of the Americans. Alright. That's the Supra. I drove the very banned and very illegal Toyota Supra today. Saying that my Supra, I think, is now more illegal just by doing the exhaust. So, alright, hopefully you enjoyed. Thought I'd take a step and play a bit more Gran Turismo. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next racing game video. Peace.